Let's continue our study on AWS Cloud Practitioner exam notes. This is the second session. Oh, can see my screen. In the last session, we have these topics, and today we'll continue from there. We've seen what is AWS global infrastructure, compute, manage and serverless compute services, containerization, AWS going global, networking, global networking, AWS storage, Amazon S3, AWS databases, AI, ML, and data analytics. So this is where we stopped. Let's take it up from there. Next topic is security, authentication, verifying the identity of the user. Authentication. Verifying the identity of a user or entity. Authorization is granting some rights and permissions. Authentication and authorization. Cloud security is a shared responsibility between customers and AWS. Customer security in the cloud, AWS security of the cloud. IAM, AWS Identity and Access Management Security manage identities and access to AWS services and resources and provides users, groups, and roles. IAM role is an identity someone can assume to gain temporary access. Role policy. The JSON document that allows data function to AWS access to services and resources. Identity center. Implement single sign-on. Existing identity providers. Secrets manager. Secrets manager provides a secure management database credentials, API keys, other secrets through their life cycle. AWS Systems Manager. System Manager provides a centralized view of nodes. Secrets Manager. Centralized view to manage retrieve database credentials and API keys and other secrets. Systems Manager for centralized view of nodes across organizations, regions, and multi-cloud hybrid environment. Centralized view of nodes. AWS Systems Manager. The network and application attack, DOS attacks, denial of service attacks, attacker floods web application with excessive network traffic, DOS attacks, and then DDoS attacks, distributed denial service attack. Multiple users, multiple infected computers, zombie bots, excessive multiple computers, excessive traffic. Web application, AWS protection through security groups. Allow only improper request traffic, security groups, and then ELB, elastic load balancing. Handles traffic first before handing it off so your front end server is not overwhelmed. And then enormous capacity of the regions make them extremely difficult to overwhelm. So AWS protection through infrastructure, protection through services, Shield standard to automatic protect applications are the most common frequently occurring types of DDoS attacks at no cost. Shield standard and then Shield advanced paid service. Attack diagnostics. The ability to communicate sophisticated DDoS attacks. WAF is the web application that monitors network requests that come into your monitors network requests that come into your web application. So AWS WAF, web application is the one. Protection through services. Shield standard, Shield advanced, and WAF 3. Data encryption works with a lock and key mechanism. Data encryption works with a lock and key mechanism. If you have the right key, you can access the encrypted, otherwise you cannot access the data encryption at rest. Data is idle and not moving, like when stored in database. The data is moving between locations, like when it's being sent from a database to an application. SSL TLS certificates for data encryption in transit are used to establish encrypted network connections from one system to another. SSL TLS certificates. You can use AWS Key Management Service to create manage cryptographic keys. Key Management Service. AWS Key Management Service for cryptographic keys. Here is one more. Systems Manager, right? Secrets Manager. Okay. Secrets Manager is for API keys. Database credentials, API keys. Secrets Manager. Not encryption. So for encryption, it is AWS Key Management Services. Cryptographic keys. That is the difference. One is for API keys, other one is for cryptographic keys. Key management service. Secrets manager and cryptographic keys, it is key management service. These keys can then be used to encrypt and decrypt your data. With Amazon Macy, they want sensitive data at rest to make sure it's Macy use machine language and automation to discover sensitive data stored in Amazon. Amazon Macy for sensitive data. AWS Certificate Manager centralizes the management of SSL, TSL certificate, the product AWS Certification Manager, SSL and TLS certifications. Establishing network connections from one system to another. Okay. Detection and response services. AWS Inspector runs automated assessments, finds security best practice education, exposures, finds vulnerable software installations. AWS Inspector. GuardDuty, continuous monitoring. AML powered. Continuous monitoring and then AIML powered. GuardDuty. Detective, simplifying automatic security investigations. Visualizations, insights, detective. Security have one comprehensive security view, automated monitoring, actionable group of insights. It's a comprehensive security view, which is security hub. Inspector, GuardDuty, detective, security hub. Okay, moving on to the next section, which is monitoring, compliance, and governance. Monitoring, compliance, and governance. The progression generally you want to use this for securing systems first. Protect data systems and process unauthorized access, use disclosure, disruption, modification, and securing systems is the first thing. Once you have a secure system, you need to monitor those activities. Can observe and analyze system detectivity, network traffic, security, events, potential threats, and then conduct audits. Periodical reviews is correct. The effectiveness of security controls and check that all requirements are met. And security policies and procedures are there to ensuring compliance. Help that organizing security practices and controls meet requirements of relevant regulations, industry standards, and contractual obligations. Amazon CloudWatch monitors your AWS resources and applications that you run on AWS in real time. Monitors your AWS resources, CloudWatch, Cloud Trail. tracks user activity and API usage. CloudWatch has these features. CloudWatch metrics, alarms, dashboards, logs. CloudWatch metrics, alarms, dashboards, logs. And then CloudTrail tracks user activity in the AWS cloud on premises and even with other cloud provider. Even with other cloud provider. CloudTrail saves logs indefinitely, secureness to tamper-proof. CloudTrail events, logs, and insights. CloudTrail events, logs, and insights. CloudTrail AWS Artifact service that provides no cost, on-demand access to AWS security and compliance reports. Artifact on-demand access to security, compliance reports, and select online agreements. Two types: artifact agreements, artifact reports. Agreements, reports. Config. Then you assess, audit, and evaluate the configurations of your AWS. Assess, audit, and evaluate the configuration of your resources. Helps evaluate configurations against a desired state. Okay. Against a desired state. Manage resource configuration changes and simplify troubleshooting. AWS config. Assess, audits, and evaluates configurations of your AWS resources. Helps evaluate configuration against a desired state. Then AWS Audit Manager, a service that continuously audits your AWS usage to simplify risk and compliance assessment. Collect evidence and manage audit data. Continuously audits your AWS. Collect evidence and manage audit data. Audits your AWS usage. Audit Manager, config. Assess, audit, and evaluate configurations against a desired state. Artifact Config Audit Manager. The Customer Compliance Center provides resources to help you learn more about AWS compliance. Customer Compliance Center. Then AWS organizations. When organizing the collection of AWS accounts, you can manage centrally and organize the tree-like structure with the root at the top and organizational units under the root. Organizational unit. It's a grouping of accounts. OUs. Build grouping of accounts. Member account not in an OU. If you have a member account that has unique requirements that do not overlap with those of an organization, you can add them to the organization. So the organization can have AWS organizations can have organizational unit, which is a group of accounts, as well as standalone member accounts. Service control policies. SCP is a policy that lets you place restrictions on AWS services, resources, and individual API access that users and roles in each account can access. Lets you place restrictions. Service control policy. Then 3 AWS services that can help govern and enforce services and accounts to meet your company's requirements. Governance. From the governance perspective, there are 3 services. AWS Control Tower. A service you can set up and govern. A service you can use to set up and govern a secure, compliant, multi-account AWS environment based on best practices. AWS Control Tower. Service catalog. Service you can use to create, share, organize AWS services and resources from curated catalog that you can define. A service that helps you manage your software license and fine-tune licensing costs. License manager, service catalog, control tower. Set up and govern based on best practices. AWS service catalog. Curated catalog that you can define. Service that helps you manage your software license and fine-tune licensing costs. AWS Health Dashboard. Account-specific health information. Health event updates. Health dashboard. And then a trusted advisor you can use to optimize Cost, efficiency, security, provider, track service limit. Trusted advisor, used to optimize cost, efficiency, security, and improve performance and track service limits. IAM access analyzer, it can be used to set fine-grained permissions. Set fine-grained permissions. Verify who can access what, remediate and use the access, and refine and remove broad access. IAM access analyzer can be used to set fine-grained permissions. Verify who can access what, remediate unused access, and refine and remove broad access. Access analyzer, health dashboard, code specific health information, health event updates, trusted advisor, access analyzer, pricing and support. Key concept, pay as you go. Key concepts, these three: pay as you go, save when you commit, pay less by using more. Driving factors, compute cost and outbound data transfer. AWS billing and cost management dashboard. The billing cost management centralizes cost management, current user rate, charges, usage forecast, detailed breakdown, budgets, helps set custom budgets and sends alerts. Then costs, usage or saving plans and reserve instance utilization or coverage exceeds defined thresholds, budgets. Cost explorer helps visualize, analyze, and manage AWS costs and usage. Cost explorer, pricing calculator, web-based planning tool to create estimates. Pricing calculator, usage and costs. Cost explorer, usage and costs, budgets and custom budgets and alerts. Billing and cost management dashboard shows current charges, usage, current charges, usage forecast, detailed breakdowns. Types of AWS support: basic support, developer support, business support, enterprise on-ramp support, and enterprise support. Technical account manager is included with enterprise on-ramp and enterprise support plans. Additional resource for your cloud journey: AWS Repost, community-driven question-answer platform, trust and safety center, information how to report activity or content on AWS that you suspect is abusive. AWS solution architects for business enterprise support. Business basic developer, business, enterprise, on-ramp, and enterprise. Solution architects provide architecture and strategy recommendation and to design scalable and secure application. AWS professional services is a consulting service that offers deeper product-based support. AWS professional services. AWS also provides extensive documentation and self-support resources that you can use to research, answer a question, or troubleshoot an issue. Documentation, self-support, so the professional services. Documentation and self-support resources. AWS Marketplace, digital catalog that includes thousands of software listings from independent software vendors. Partner network. Use AWS program expertise and tools to build solutions and services for customers. Global community. Partner global community use AWS programs, expertise, and tools to build solutions and services for customers. Cloud migration, the phase of migration, process. In this phase, you build the business case for the migration and assess your readiness. Migration evaluator. Assess. Then mobilize. In this phase, you prepare the organization and mobilize the resources needed for the migration. In discovery service, AWS Migration Hub. Migrate and modernize. In this phase, you use your strategy plan and best practices to migrate and modernize. AWS Migration Service and AWS Database Migration Service. Application Migration Service, Database Migration Service. AWS Transfer Tools, Data Sync, Transfer Family, AWS Snow Family, AWS CAF, Cloud Application Framework is a framework that brings AWS experience and best practices to companies preparing to migrate to AWS Cloud. The several groups of stakeholders in various parts of the business to consider your migration planning and readiness. 6 perspective of AWS CAF. Business people, governance, platform, security, and operations. Business people, governance, platform, security, and operations. 7 migration strategies. 7 hours of migration. Relocate, rehost, replatform, refactor, repurchase, retain, and retire. Relocate, rehost, replatform, refactor, repurchase, retain, and retire. Migration services and tools. Assess phase. The migration evaluator is a migration assessment service that helps you create a business case. Migration evaluator. Mobilize phase. Application discovery. Discovers on-premise service inventory. Discovers on-premises server inventory and connections. Migration hub. A centralized hub to take you from discovery, assessment, planning, and execution of your migration. Migrate and modernize phase. Application migration service. The tool application migration service. Application migration is a tool to move and improve your on-premise and cloud-based applications. Migrating databases. AWS DMS, database migration service, makes it possible to quickly and securely migrate database and perform ongoing data representations for live databases and data warehouses. Ongoing data replication tasks. AWS schema conversion tool makes it possible to convert database schemas to code objects. To convert database schema to code objects. Like store procedures use functional from one database engine to another. And then transferring data to and from the AWS cloud. Transferring data online, data sync, transfer family, direct connect. For automating and accelerating data sync, transfer family makes it possible to seamlessly manage and share data with simple, secure, scalable file transfers. And then direct connect is a service that makes it possible for you to establish a dedicated private connection between your network and the VPC. Direct connect. File transfers. AWS transfer family file transfers. Then transferring data offline. Snowball edge storage optimized devices. Get solution for offline data migration while connecting to the internet might not be an option. Transferring data to and from the cloud. Migration services and tools. Migration services and tools. Migrating databases. And then transferring data to and from the cloud. Migration validation, validator application services, migration hub, database migration service, schema conversion tool, SCT, AWS data sync, transfer from direct connect, snowball edge, well architected solutions, AWS specialized services, code build. For development services, there's something else, code build, fully managed continuous integration service. It compiles source code, run tests, and produce software packages for deployment. Code pipeline, fully managed CI/CD service, code pipeline. X-ray, tracing, debugging, and performance analysis tool. AppSync, fully managed GraphQL service. AppSync, GraphQL service. It's simple GraphQL API, the QL API that can securely access, manipulate, and combine data from multiple data sources. Amplify. Amplify helps you streamline the process of developing, deploying, and managing secure and scalable full stack applications on AWS. Amplify helps you streamline the process of developing, deploying, and managing secure and scalable full stack applications on AWS. Amplify. It's not very clear, but let's see. Amplify. For full stack application. Business application service, Amazon Connect. AI powered contact center service, Amazon Connect. Simple email service, Amazon SCS. Scalable most constant email service provider that integrated in application for reliable high volume email automation, end-to-end end user computing service, AppStream. Streams applications from the cloud directly to any compatible device. Workspaces. Employees can securely access their work environment from any device with internet connection. Workspaces. Workspaces secure browser. Remote managed remote enterprise browser. IoT Core. It's a managed cloud service used to securely connect physical devices with cloud applications. IoT Core. AppStream streams application from the cloud directly to any compatible device. Well-architectured tool feature that helps assess and improve cloud based on 6 pillars: operational excellence, well-architectured tool, operational excellence, security, reliability, performance, efficiency, cost, stable, well-architectured framework pillars. Yeah, this brings us to the end. This notes. Hope it's helpful, useful. I will share the link to this notes so that it can be useful for others. Great. Thank you for staying along.